Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I just want to do a really short recap video, kind of a long-term recap video, talking about this little action camera right here. This is the Campark, let me get it in focus, Campark ACT74 sports action camera. I picked this up about 10 or 11 months ago, and I did do a full video review on this camera. You can click up here, it'll take you to that. It's going to run through all the bells and whistles, as well as show you still image quality, as well as video image, not video image, but video quality, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to go through that today. I just kind of wanted to talk about this camera, and if I think after 10 months of extensive use, it's worth picking up. So if you don't know much about action cameras, just think GoPro. It looks a lot like a GoPro. It has a lot of GoPro-esque accessories. In fact, most GoPro accessories, it fit this. And it does come with a nice little hard carrying case with a ton of room. And it actually comes with a ton of accessories. And you'll see that in that other video if you go back and watch it. But these little cameras are great. I paid $50 for this. It's the ACT74. There is an ACT75 and 76. There might be more since then, but this one was about $30 less than those, and it has a 16 megapixel camera instead of just a 12 megapixel camera. In this, it does have a Sony sensor inside of it. But here's what it looks like. There's the front, nice, very wide angle lens there. Some nice sensors. More buttons on top. This is how you toggle through the menu. You've got your battery door here. Then you've got your hookups to be able to charge it or hook it up directly into a phone or a computer and send information, as well as your card reader. Now, one of the good things about this is it has an app you can download in the App Store for Android. I'm sure there's probably the same app for Apple products, but you can actually send stuff via Wi-Fi, send images, send video, as well as actually use your phone to be able to see what you're recording through that. Now that doesn't work so well, and the app and the Wi-Fi is something that I do have a bit of a qualm with, but I don't think any of those apps really work. Even my high-end Canon that I'm recording here with, that Wi-Fi app is not really that great, so I'm not really gonna diss too hard on that. But it does take a while to send videos, and sometimes it does fail. So that is a complaint that I have. I wish these Wi-Fi apps, the Wi-Fi sensors inside of these cameras were a lot better. It's probably something that will get better down the road, but as of right now, they're still not 100% great. But again, can't fault that, because even my nice camera that I'm recording with here struggles with that Wi-Fi. The only other complaint I have is that sometimes the battery life isn't great. It's strange how that works, because sometimes the battery life is fantastic, and sometimes not so much, and I can't quite figure out what it is that drains the batteries really fast. But again, this is the same complaint I've actually heard from people with GoPros as well. The batteries are very simple. They look a lot like GoPro batteries, a little different, but a lot of these action cameras you can switch the batteries with, which is great. This is super durable. If you see that little mark right there, I threw this in a bag, put a whole bunch of stuff on top of it, didn't have a protecting case on. I was just trying to get out to the trails really quickly, and I did not puncture, but blemish the plastic, and I was really worried when I saw that it was going to have affected the screen, much like when you press on a cell phone screen, or even like a little point and shoot LCD, and it damages the whole thing. But as you can see here, that is not the case at all. It just kind of put a little dent in the plastic. It did not affect the LCD at all. So for $50, this thing is pretty much bulletproof, I'm going to say. I mean, I've dropped this thing. It's set on my person while hiking. It's set on my windshield while driving. It's been bumped around. It's been thrown around, and it's still ticking. And you know, the quality is not bad at all. Not at all. A lot of people want to complain about the quality, but with that Sony sensor inside, it's pretty good. The biggest complaint that I hear is that the still image quality isn't great, but you know what? It's a little action camera. Its primary purpose is to get action video. It's not a still image camera. With that being said, the still images aren't terrible. They're very comparable to low-end point and shoot cameras, and you know, it's the same with a higher end GoPro. It's not a still image camera. It's very much a video camera. And with that being said, the video quality is really, really good. It does kind of saturate blues a little bit more than a high-end GoPro, but at 50 bucks is not so bad that you can't live with it. I mean, it's just makes the blues pop a little bit. It's not like it makes it look fake or really terrible. So I can't complain about that. The contrast might be a little off. The darks are a little too dark, but you know, again, not so dark that it looks terrible. It just makes it look like maybe the shadows were a little dark that day. That's it. Otherwise, you know, for 50 bucks, absolutely fabulous camera. Again, I've used it extensively. I've thrown it around. I've dropped it. I've used it in all different types of ways, and it's still ticking. It hasn't broken. The batteries still, for the most part, hold a charge. I am kind of confused about that, like I was saying. But, you know, all in all, for 50 bucks, great little purchase. Probably going to get some more soon for the channel. You know, I thought about maybe going for a higher end GoPro, but you know, what's the point when it really does a good job? Now, I will say the one huge downfall is that the audio is bad. Like the microphone audio from recording is just really terrible, and there's no way to plug in an external microphone. But if you're using it as like a secondary B-roll type of camera or action kind of camera, you don't need a lot of sound anyways. It works just as is. And there's a link to the in the description to this camera. I hope this helps out because I get a lot of questions. Is it still good? Do I still like it? What do I feel about the quality? And I'm just going to tell you, I'm not sponsored by this company. I just picked it up on the whim because I was broke and I needed a little side camera. And I have been incredibly happy with it. It does shoot true 1080p. It does shoot 4K, but that's a very complicated situation you'll have to read in your manual. And it only shoots 4K for about 30 seconds at a time. But that's going to be it today. Just wanted to kind of talk about this a little bit and let you guys know that for 50 bucks, I really don't think you can go wrong with this camera. With that being said, guys, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in a future video.